Hello there, and it's time to do some more reading from the Shorter Oxford English Dictionary. Everything you want to know is in there. Now, I've had a request from an old friend of mine, Howard Shep, and Howard asks very specifically if I could look at page 1805, which is his birthday, the 18th of May, and look at the fifth word down. So that's 1805, fifth word down. Let's see what that gives us. So 1805, it's from the first volume, A to Markworthy. 1803. Oh, that opened close to the. Here we are. 1805, and that's resemblance to reserve. So the fifth word down is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's resent. And resent was a verb first collected in 1605. 1605, that was just about the start of the reign of James, I think, and the St. James Bible. I really ought to spend more time looking up these details. Maybe I'll do that later. From the French, ressentir, now spelled ressentir, from re plus sentir, to feel. To feel. So one is a reflexive verb from the French, se ressentir, to have a feeling of pain, to feel pain or distress, to regret or to repent. That's 1654. And then there's a transitive verb, to feel something as a cause of depression or sorrow, to feel deeply or sharply. That's from 1728. So this is all rather negative, isn't it? B, to repent, regret, and action, 1676. Secondly, reflexive, to express one's resentment, to avenge oneself, from 1656. That's the middle of the 17th century. There was quite a lot of resentment and regret going on at that time. Secondly, a transitive verb, to feel injured or insulted by some act or conduct on the part of another. Yes, this is more the way we use this these days. To show displeasure or anger at some wrong, injury, etc. sustained. That's 1628. To feel anger at some injury. To take or receive in a certain way or with certain feelings, to take well or ill. Oh, that's interesting. It could mean to take well as to take badly something. That's later on in the 18th century, 1734. And fourthly, to appreciate, to be sensible of, to feel grateful for a kindness, a favour, etc. That's interesting. It's also the positive thing, to appreciate or to feel grateful for. To remember with gratitude. So I resent a great feeling. Isn't that odd? That really is something we don't use these days, but it's nice to know there is a positive meaning for such a word. There are positives in every negative. And we have an example here from Scott, which I presume is Sir Walter Scott, the well-known professional Scotsman. Scott, indeed, actually sort of invented the idea of Scottishness as we now know it. He was a great one for kilts and castles. It is best to be plain at once. Resent my refusal as you will, he says. Pepys, on the other hand, says, it was mighty well resented and approved of. It was mighty well resented and approved of. Yes, so that's definitely the positive feeling. We appreciated that. Pepys appreciated it. Scott dinner. If she gratefully resented the small thing for the sake of the hand it came from. 1702. And there's a further meaning, which I think is interesting. To give forth, to exhale a perfume, to have an odour or suggestion of, to show traces of some quality, etc. And it does say that that is rare. Well, I say it's rare. I've never heard that before. Oh, that gives off, that resents a lovely perfume. To savour of, have a touch or taste of a person or thing. That's a later use in 1826. I'm certainly going to use resent in that term these days. Oh, madam, I resent your perfume. Yeah, could get you a slap round the face though, couldn't it? Let's see. Here is a quotation from Fuller. Some works resent too much of their author. Hence, resenter, one who has feeling or appreciation of something, one who feels or shows resentment. Still rare. Well, I think we've learnt something today. Resent, we use almost exclusively in a negative way, but it does indeed have a positive meaning. And well done, Howard, for suggesting that. And I hope we have more suggestions for words from the Oxford English Dictionary in the coming weeks.